Hi, it's Rich Tarani. Thanks for watching. We're at IT Expo 2016 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Brian Jenks is with us, and he's with Droplit. And Brian, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here.
So what do you guys do?
So Droplit is a cloud platform for connecting smart devices. And basically, we're really focused on connecting devices to other software and to humans. So essentially, we want to collect as many of existing consumer products as possible. We're focused on the consumer product market and bring them into a cloud that we can use to provide access to that data and those devices to other developers. This is a really hard problem because the standards are all over the place and there's way too many of them. So we're kind of saying, well, we don't really care what standard it is. We want to connect to it. We want to be able to give other developers access to that thing through some kind of easy-to-use tools.
So kind of like making your XML enabling IoT, sort of.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, so instead of trying to create another standard, we're saying, well, we'll work with everything that's out there, no matter how it works, and then we'll give you access to what we've figured out.
But you guys put it in some kind of standard format, right, or some kind of format.
We've put it in a unified format that you can access as a developer.
Very cool. So what's the response been?
It's been good. So we started out as a very different approach to this thing. So fairly new company. We've existed for over a year and a half. And if anybody's had a startup, you kind of realize that the first 6-12 months is a lot of pivoting, a lot of figuring out kind of who you are. And you start out, of course, thinking that you know what you're doing. And then 6 months later, you figure out you don't know what you're doing. And then 6 months later, you think you know what you're doing, but you still don't know what you're doing. And so there's been a lot of that, kind of evolution of the concept of what we're doing. And then as we've gotten to this conceptualization of what we're doing now, it's everything's kind of starting to click into place a lot for us now.
Well, I mean, based on what you're saying, the need exists. The developers need the data, and certainly the platform companies want to make that data accessible in a format that is not onerous on the developer. So it sounds like you're in the right space. Now the question is, how do you make money?
Well, the idea of being able to connect to our tools and have access to so many devices, and we also have apps across almost every screen that you can interact with: Android, iOS, Windows 10. We're working on Windows 10, Kindle Fire, and then we've got several of the major wearable platforms. And so there's a lot of value in being able to start with a few lines of code and suddenly have access to all of those devices and all of those screens. So that's something that would otherwise take you months and months of work. So when you simply just calculate the time value of that, for what it costs to pay an engineer, or maybe in this case, many, many engineers, and have that, very, very quickly, that's extremely valuable. So there's, it really comes to time to market and cost of development, saving a cost of development. But time to market is so important, right? Even if we didn't save you any money, this would be extremely valuable to be able to have these things tomorrow instead of 6 to 12 months from
Sure.
now.
So, but you didn't. Okay, so maybe I missed the monetization though. So the developers pay for it then?
Yeah. The companies that are producing products taking advantage of those tools, and some of our tools we haven't announced pricing formally yet. And so it's a closed platform today. You'll come in, work with us to form what you want to do with us. But essentially, some of the features we're actually launching will be totally free. Some of our tools will actually be open source and available to anybody as well. So those are things that we haven't totally shown our cards yet on exactly what that is, but it's not all about making money. It's about creating great experiences, and then here's this subset of that, which we think is valuable to you. The other stuff, we just want the world to know that exists, and here, just have it. Go out and create something great.
Now, is the communication two-way or one-way?
Yes, it's two-way. So we essentially know the state of every device we talk to. We know live. The term that the industry loves to use is near real time, but our latency is under a second. It's almost indiscernible, to a human just watching our software versus the actual devices. So we know everything they're doing right now.
Very cool. So what else should we know?
We are here at the show at
IoT Evolution.
IoT Evolution, and we're right in front of the demo stage. So come out and see us, and look to our website for new information on Droplit.io.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.